Welcome to Happy Trails Hiking. We have a campsite beer review for you today. Stay tuned. In this episode of Thirsty Thursday, we are coming to you from Yellowstone National Park in, what campground is this?
Madison Campground.
Madison Campground. As you can tell, we're outside, we're in a campground, and got crazy kids running around, whatever. We're here in a campground, and it's a good time. So we stopped by the park store, or one of the many park stores at Old Faithful area, and we picked up a couple of local brews. The one that we have for you here today is Grand Tetons Brewing, or Grand Teton Brewing's IPA. It's the Teton Range IPA. This is 70 IBUs and 6.5% ABV. It's a really good beer. Very strong bitterness. You've got some, got a little bit of hop aroma, and it's in general very nice. So there's nothing crazy about it, though. It's not off the spectrum in any direction. It's just a good, solid IPA. So I'm very pleased with it. Part 2 of the campsite beer review is in the truck. We just got back from dinner and we're in the midst of a bit of a mountain storm right now. Although, oh no, it's not so bad right now, but at any rate, we're gonna do the Incline Imperial IPA in the truck here. And don't worry, we're not driving anywhere. We're stationary. We're at a campsite. We're just staying dry.
Tell them what campsite we are at, Matt.
Oh yeah, so we're in Yellowstone National Park. And this is in the Canyon area, so the campground at Canyon. And for those of you who are not familiar, this is the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone with two incredible waterfalls, the upper and lower falls. And in one of our other videos, you'll see pictures and video of both of these waterfalls. And the canyon itself is very steep, obviously carved by water. It's not glacial, carved by water. And the walls of the canyon have a very distinctive sort of yellowish color that you only see here.
What does your beer look like, Matt?
It looks like beer.
Yes.
And this is in our Stanley insulated beer cup for camping and beering.
Okay, for camping and beering.
That's right.
All right, so what does it smell like, Matt?
Getting a little bit of hop aroma. Okay, got a nice, I'm picking up a little bit more malt than I typically would in an IPA, but that's a good thing because I like to have a little extra malt. I want to make sure it's in balance. Definitely strong bitterness. Nice hop aroma.
Does it taste super boozy because it's an Imperial with...
Yeah, it does have a bit of a booziness. So, I mean, you can tell that this is not light by any stretch of the imagination. You do taste, you know, kind of the alcohol, boozy taste to it. But I've gotten to where I like that. So, it's really good. Let's see here. What ABV is it?
It's on the front.
Let's see here. 10.5% ABV. And oh, this beer is constructed to match the proportions of the hike in an Imperial IPA, built with over 3 pounds of hops per barrel. It clocks in at 185 IBUs, calculated, and 10.5% ABV. Okay, so that would explain the bitterness. So yeah, and it says it's not for the faint of heart, which is absolutely true. So if you're not a serious Imperial IPA drinker, then this might assail your palate, but that might be a good thing.
I'll let you keep it.
So give Pikes Peak Brewing Company Incline Imperial IPA. Give it a try.
Okay, so, our third beer is mine. It's Moose Drool from, Big Sky? It's a brown ale from Big Sky Brewing Company in Missoula, Montana. It's brown ale for me.
Alright, so we're going to give it a pour here.
Don't mess it up.
I want to make sure that I don't spill this on myself or anything else because I don't want the bears to get excited about the beers.
Beers in the Bears country.
I'm sure bears would like beer, but I'm really not interested in sharing.
Okay. No, I'm not. Hey! Mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, it's got a caramely head to it. And it smells like a brown ale.
Okay. I noticed that there wasn't as much roasty smell
No,
as some of the other brown ales that we've had on the strip.
doesn't taste like coffee or no. Doesn't taste roasted or smell roasted. Tastes like a brown ale. I don't know, it's not hoppy, but it's not too sweet either. So
Okay. Yeah, that's a good brown ale.
it's just, yeah. I don't know, I'm very bad at descriptions, but I like brown ales. It's 5.2% ABV, and I'm sure the IBUs are really low.
It doesn't seem to say on the bottle, but whatever it is, it's a very low IBU because there's not really any bitterness to it. It's very much like a lot of the brown ales that we've had along the road, except for that lack of the roastiness smell that we get. Like a couple of other microbreweries we stopped at, you got kind of that roasted chocolatey or roasted coffee smell, and you're not getting that with this one. So it's a little bit less complex in that regard.
Right. Yeah, I would say that it's just a pretty standard American brown ale.
Right.
Not like the English brown ales, or the New England brown ales.
But it's a very good beer.
Yeah.
And a lot of times if you want a brown ale, this is one of the standards that you're going to see up in this part of the country, and it's a good thing to get. So we recommend it.
Yeah. Thumbs up for me.
Thanks everybody for joining us for another episode of Thursdays at the Campsite. See you next time. Cheers.